Alright guys, we're going to go over the deadlift conventional stance real quick. So first we'll start with foot placement. If you're confused about where to put your feet, go ahead and hang from a bar, drop down, look at your feet. There's your stance. Or if the bar is really high, pretend like you're going to jump to the bar, boom, look at your feet. That's another good place to start with your stance for the deadlift. Now that you have your stance, you're going to want to make sure that you know the difference between the weight on your heels versus weight on your toes. As with any lift, you're going to want to get your power through driving through the heels. So make sure you know what that feels like. And then after you have a good stance and you have your weight on your heels, you can grip the bar. Gripping the bar in conventional stance, you're going to want your grip just slightly outside of your legs, making sure that grazes your quads on the way up like so. And then after that, you're going to want to look at your shoulders. Now your shoulders you're going to want directly above the bar or slightly behind the bar, but not in front of the bar. So now that you have all that in line, the next thing you need to be thinking about is your back alignment. You're going to want to keep, don't arch your back like that. I just did to show you what not to do. Make sure you're keeping a flat back and be prepared for the lift. If your form breaks down and you are arching your back a lot in the lift, that means the weight's probably too heavy. Even if you're lifting it, it's too heavy. So just avoid doing that at all times. Now another thing to think about when you're doing a deadlift is not to think of it as lifting straight up, but rather falling backwards. You want your hips close to the bar, and you want to use leverage to rock backwards, keeping the weight on your heels. So like I said, don't think of it as lifting up, but lifting back. If you were to let go of the weight, I would want you to fall down on your butt, especially during a heavy lift. So keep the butt and chest up at the beginning of the lift. The start of the deadlift should always be initiated by your quads, hamstrings, and glutes, not your lower back. And another thing I have to bring up to people is scraping the legs. A lot of people are so scared to scrape their legs with a barbell that they will do a terrible lift, keeping the bar really far away from their body. Now, I don't want you to tear your legs up, but I also don't want you to have a crappy lift because you're afraid to do so. The bar should trace your legs the entire time. Your knees should get out of the way of the bar. The bar should not get out of the way of your knees. Like I said, the bar should trace your legs, staying right up against them. Bar always close to the body. You're going to see this in most lifts. So, because the closer the bar is to the body, the more active the strong muscles are, and the more powerful you can be, and the more in control of the lift you can be. Once the bar gets far away from your body, far away from your center mass, you're going to be using smaller muscles. In the deadlift, that'll be your lower back. We don't want that. That is the deadlift.